What's up? Everybody's raving about this video where they see basically the clips that they're showing you is a bunch of white guys jumping a black security guard. And right after that, you see black people show up and start defending the security guard and start jumping on those white guys. And everybody jumped up for joy. Here's the context to what just happened. The riverboat on the Montgomery, Alabama coast on the riverfront. The riverboat parks there. Right? It takes its tour and goes out on the water, comes out and parks there and docks. So the people who parked their boat, the one with the white guys on it, they were asked to move their boat. And they couldn't park there because that's where the riverboat parks. So the security guard was doing his job and he's explaining it to one guy, and this other white guy comes running over there and shoves the security guard right away. So the security guard flings his hat and the guy pushes him and comes at him again, and then they start tussling. And then the other guys get off the boat, run down on the dock, and attack the man. Okay, that's me.
Start? I got that dinner in there with the soup.
Okay, great.
All right, and the soup is in a little separate bag. It's inside there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too. So, and then they started to jump on the guy, which made people get upset who were there watching and filming it, saying, why don't somebody help them? So, aggravated, people looking and they just seeing what they're seeing, they jumping in. They swam, one black guy swam all the way over there to go help. Now, I don't know about, I think there's snakes in that water and everything else, but he didn't care. He was getting over there. So he jumped in the water, he swam over there to help that guy. And when he got there, those guys ran. Then they saw other brothers show up. And they took their shirt off and they was ready to fight. So those guys got back on their boats and was like, hey, we don't want none of this action. And next thing you know, they got hit. Boom, boom, boom. And it was off to the races. Then more people piled in. And instead of the people who were supposed to be involved in the fighting, it turned into like a race riot. And there were women there who didn't want any fighting. They didn't jump in and attack anybody. They were just trying to break it up. They was even trying to get their guys that they were with to stop. But now you got enraged black people now who just, in their eyes, is crazy. They're angry. And they were beating people with the intent to harm. They were mad after what they just saw. And in a moment of what they call black rage, they went all out. Yeah, one lady was hit with a steel chair, got arrested right in front of the police. He did it. The one lady was just being attacked for no reason by a guy who I believe is part of the security staff, the one of them blue shirts. He was just plummeting a woman, uppercutting her. She's on the ground. She never did anything to anybody. She was trying to break it up. But the more this one incident was created by one man who decided to be stupid. And that was the guy that got off the boat and ran over there and pushed that security guard who was doing his job. But he thought rules don't apply to him. Privilege was. And I blame the parents. I blame the parents of that man who jumped off that boat and ran over there and pushed him, that security guard. The reason why I blame the parents is because that kid grew up never being told no, couldn't do anything. They told him, yeah, pacified him his entire life. Now he's an adult and he thinks the world is supposed to treat him like mommy and daddy. And the world's going to teach you that's not true. And you're going to get the people around you hurt. Now, to my brothers and sisters that were out there protecting him, I'm cool with the brothers that came out to protect him. That seeing a fellow brother being attacked and you came in there and said, hey, we ain't gonna allow that. We're breaking this up. I'm cool with seeing that. And getting the people that was responsible, I'm cool with that. But when it breaks out into other people start getting attacked that don't have nothing to do with it and just start beating on anybody that's out there, now you're turning it into something else. And what you're gonna do is get somebody shot and killed. Because there's a lot of those people that's armed. Good thing y'all was on the boats and that could have went left real fast. Hitting a woman with a steel chair who ain't doing anything. Uppercutting a woman who was just trying to break stuff up. That's not what we do. Because now it looks like, okay, now you're turning this to a race ride. And now somebody could get killed on the side of this because everybody's jumping in. So it's like throwing gas on the flame. Now everybody's going to get involved. Somebody's going to get shot. Because you're going to run up on the wrong white guy. He going to be strapped with arms. And y'all will feel sad that this whole incident got going and then it kept spreading. And then somebody else lost their life that didn't have to lose their life. So when you got the guys back who was responsible, it should have stopped right there. There's no need to escalate it any further unless they choose to escalate it. When they were retreating, let them go. After you didn't beat them, they got their due diligence. Okay, now let them go. Now they come back, you can give them the same smoke. But you've done your part. Don't over-escalate and keep it going, because now other people that's just seeing this is finna jump in and make it something else. Yeah, I don't like to see innocent people get hurt. Period. I don't care. Blue, green, red, orange. I don't want to see anybody innocent get hurt. Period. I hate that. People that ain't got nothing to do with it and getting hurt over something that don't have nothing to do with them. Now, that one guy started this whole melee. He put the whole thing in motion because he thought the rules don't apply to him. And that comes from homeschooling, home training, parents. Now, he's a grown man, he's responsible for his actions, but this is why you can't raise your children with no discipline. You cannot raise your kids with zero discipline, zero responsibility for anything, and rewarding bad behaviors. Because they're going to go out in the world and think the world is going to treat them that way. And they're going to run into a very harsh reality. Just like that man ran into a very harsh reality when he thought the rules didn't apply to him, and then he can just go and put his hands on people. Other people will hurt you in this world. And his parents did not prepare that man for this. He probably thought, I got money. That's a security guard. He can't tell me what to do. Your money will not buy you the privilege you think. And it definitely didn't buy it there. When the brothers got there to help him out, once y'all got to doing what y'all was doing, it was, you had done enough. Now it's time to leave. It's time to leave them alone. Well, it's Alabama, man. You know, when you see something like that happening to your brethren or somebody that, you know, you care about, that's going to be a harsh reality, man. You're going to feel like you want to kick some ass. You see that happening and you just look and see a black man getting jumped by 4 or 5 white guys. Naturally, you're going to be angry and want to jump over there and do something about it. So when they got the people that did that, once they retreated, they should have said, okay, we got them. We jumped on them. They leaving now. We good now. We've done our part. We protected this man. Now it's got to stop. But yet, they just start, more people start showing up because they don't know what's happening. They saw the beginning part of it and they just want to get down with somebody now because they mad. And now you're mad, it's going to turn into somebody being brutally attacked. To me, that's the sad part. Innocent people getting hurt over one man's stupid reaction because he feels privileged. Yep, one man's selfish act led to a lot of people being hurt for no reason. Well, I'm talking about the lady in the green who was taking the uppercuts. She didn't do anything. She was trying to break it up. Now, the lady who got hit with the chair, I don't know if she was throwing punches or something to try to get people off her or somebody that she cared about. But one idiot made a decision that caused the riot. One idiot. What happened in Montgomery showed that in the South, we are more united than we are in the Midwest. It was good to see people come out and stand up for that man. But it should have been more whites, more Hispanic, and any other nationality should have came down there and stopped what was happening, period. Shouldn't have to be black. Why didn't the other white guys that was there stop that? They were looking right at it. They could have stopped it at any time or went there to help intervene and break it up. One guy did. I saw one guy, he was there, he was trying to, because he wasn't there to fight anybody. He knew what the problem was, and he knew this guy was making a big mistake. So he was there to break it up, not trying to hurt anybody. You know, Pete, the guy you just mentioned, is the type of person that's going to get other people hurt. Because once you start talking in those generalities of, well, they deserved it, or they got what they had coming. When you start going in that direction, you're getting ready to doom yourself. When you start talking in those tropes. Like, they got what they deserve. This is good for black folk. It's good for black folks to get hurt now. Because what's going to happen is that they're going to say, look at what they're doing. I wish I had my gun. So now, something like this happens, somebody's going to pull a gun and shoot and say, hey, remember what happened in Alabama? You see? I'm glad that we stood up to help defend and protect the brother, which we all should do as human beings, help the helpless in situations. But to root for innocent people getting beat up too, and everybody getting it, so many innocent people got hurt out there and arrested. Jail time charges is coming people's way. This ignites a whole lot of people to get injured, trampled, stampeded, the whole nine. I guess somebody came in the middle of the thing. Who condones these actions? Nobody does. I told you this was the result of an idiot. One idiot man who thought the rules didn't apply to him. He wanted to use his privilege and thought his privilege says he can do whatever he wants. He don't care about the riverboat got a park there. He can put his boat anywhere he feel like. Mr. Privilege Man. My privilege says I can do whatever I want. He walked over there and pushed that man for telling him he had to move his boat. No security guard finna tell him what to do. And he ignited a full-scale riot. That energy was gonna keep moving. And that's how these things start. Then somebody else who feels threatened gonna pull a gun one time. Then what? We just have to, once they got those dudes, it should have stopped right there. They retreated, they was getting beat up, They ran off, let them go. Everybody else started coming down. They wanted to get a lick in. So then that continued to exceed what they needed to do. The man was out of harm. Y'all got y'all licks back on him, on those people. They gonna go to jail or get arrested for attacking a worker. That guy's gonna get a citation for that. So he got beat up. You didn't put your hands on him. You done your part. Now, let's get the police in there to do theirs. But it kept escalating. Then people started getting beat up and they snatching women off the boats and beating them up. It just kept going. That's the part I have a problem with. From our side, we gotta have some restraint because it's gonna grow into something it doesn't need to be. Not telling people how to react. I'm telling you, your reaction is going to be met with a harsher reaction. Not telling people how to react. You ever react to something, then when you calm down, you realize, damn, yeah, I shouldn't have went that far, but I was mad. Right? So everybody, we going to be upset when we see that. But we got to have control. We got to have some control. We can't just lose it. Because you're going to end up causing someone to lose a life. Your anger and aggression will be used against you. We got to be smart. Johnny. I'm proud that we went to defend our brother. That's what we're supposed to do. When we see anybody being attacked, when you seeing 4 or 5 guys beating down on one man, someone should jump in. But it don't have to be black. A Hispanic man should have came down there and broke that up. Another white man should have did. A Chinese man, an Indian man. Let alone black. We supposed to have been broke that up. So they was 100% wrong for what they did. 100% wrong. And when they got their ass whooped, they deserved to get their ass whooped. But when they fled and it was over, there was no reason to proceed and continue. Because now it keeps escalating. Now it's going to keep breaking out into more smaller fights everywhere else. See, that's how a brawl starts. No, not really. Mm-hmm. Do I blame them? You must, you got to go back and listen to the very beginning of the video. Maybe you missed that part. I blame the parents of that man who jumped out and pushed that black security guard because they raised him with no respect for authority. They told him, raised him by spoiling the hell out of him, not teaching him rules and who to respect. And he grew up thinking the world is supposed to treat him like mommy and daddy did. Mom and daddy never told him no. So why should the world? And you send your son out in the world thinking the rules don't apply to him. Now I'm all for those dudes getting their ass whooped. They deserved it. When they pulled up and they got their ass whooped and they retreated and they ran away, it was time. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm not mad about them whooping that ass. You gotta do that. But once it's done, it's done. Because you're gonna incite a riot. If you continuously going, and going, other fights gonna start to break out. It's gonna start turning into a riot. That's what you don't want. That's the point I'm saying. Controlled rage. I know people are mad. Everybody gets mad. And they react. And they did what they were supposed to do. They protected the guy. They got him up off of him. But once you start beating people up just for being there, and other people came down there just to set some off, they want to get their licks in because they didn't ran all the way down there. The thing's already been taken care of. So when they showed up, yeah, it's unfortunate, but this is what happens when you got an idiot in charge of something that he shouldn't be a part of. So that one idiot who got off that boat and pushed that brother started the whole melee. And he's the one that everybody should be talking about. His identity. He the one that started all of this chaos. But as brothers, I'm saying we got to be careful, because if we start pushing too far, then the whole thing gonna get flipped on us, because somebody might get shot or die. Then they flip the whole thing on us for an inciting a riot. So we have to do it with caution, and do it with some type of professionalness. Even though we responded, we got a chance to whoop that ass. Yeah, you kick some ass, you get them up off of them, and when they retreated, okay, we done whooped their ass, they gone now, they fleeing. Let them go. You did your job. Once you gonna start going on their boat, dragging people off their boat, beating them up off the boat, now you doing extra. And now it's gonna start more people to jump in and get hurt. So we gotta watch how we respond to that with limits to ourselves. We gotta put governors on that. It ain't over till we say it's over. Okay. See, that's the kind of attitude right there. People just like, yeah, it ain't over till we say it's over. And then next thing you know, here you go. You got a whole out ride. Then people get shot, you be mad. Right? Because you know they got guns down there, right? So somebody pull out a gun because they feel threatened, and people just beating them up for no reason, then they get shot, then you get outraged, right? But you said it ain't over till it's over. Right? Okay. You see? You're the type of people that throw gasoline on the fire and cause people to get shot. Yeah, we can protect our own without exceeding the limits of violence to where it turns into an all-out riot. That's what we don't want. Remember the riots we tore up our own neighborhood for? That came out to be nothing, right? So we got nothing out of the deal, right? It didn't do anything for you. So we're supposed to learn from these incidents, right? Should we learn from this? Should we learn from what happened in the last riots to not try to make another riot? Ain't no rules in warfare. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, I'm done. That's it. I'm out.